you touched on it, that this crisis that we're in, could it actually turn out into a fantastic opportunity for us to, one, eat healthy, two, economically, three, and do it in a much more sensible way, one pot style and all that sort of thing? Is this actually going to be a potential trigger for us to reorganize the way we do things?
Oh yes, most definitely. I mean, not only from the food aspect of here, you must know that I think after this, people are going to realize that a lot of things to be done at home from a technical perspective. People who are renting buildings and doing business and probably paying $75,000, $100,000 a month, they're going to realize that they still need to be at home and do work, and they could cut back on it. I think the same thing applies to basically food at home. People are going to realize how much money they're saving at home by purchasing, raw items, and even in bulk, the way they're purchasing, and actually extending the shelf life of it, from buying vegetables and cleaning them and fabricating them and putting them in Ziploc bags, buying meat, portioning it out, washing it, seasoning, and putting it into the freezer and pulling out a portion when you need it. And you know where the food is coming from. You know your hands are inside of it. You know what ingredients you're putting inside of it. It's a paradigm shift on the whole. Yes, COVID-19 is very negative at this point in time in terms of the society and the world, but it does have some good that it is bringing upon us in terms of us eating and cooking and getting back to basics. A lot of people are writing every single day and telling me, thank you, Chef, for all the recipes and all the shows that you're doing. I'm actually getting the time to go and practice them. And I didn't know I had these great culinary skills. So it is. And thanks to COVID-19. So, yes, Wazir, I think there's some positives from a food aspect.
And Chef Jason, just on that point, that a lot of you you'll be getting feedback, as you would always do, given your high profile as a chef of international repute. But especially now, what are people raising with you as their major source of concern?
I think obviously at this point in time, Fazir, is obviously how can we prevent it? Now, I want to say something. A few weeks ago, the chief medical officer said he advised more or less people wash their vegetables with soap and water. I was appalled I was very upset that he said something like this, because one does not wash vegetables with soap and water. It's a bleed to chemical poisoning or even GI distress. That is nausea and vomiting. You must know that these certain soaps, whatever the case could be, these things seep into fruits and vegetables, and these skins are porous and they could make us sick. So how do we then clean our vegetables and operate in a clean facility dealing with foods that we put on the outside? I say this, and let me address it. When you go out, you want to wear gloves. First and foremost, purchase your items, pick it up. Please know that people may have touched this before. Wear your mask, so if you're speaking to the vendor, keep a distance away from them. Bring your items at home. Set up a basin, a wash basin, and this includes 16 cups of water, which is equivalent to 1 gallon, and you want to put 1 teaspoon of bleach in the water and mix it. That's called a sanitizing liquid. You will then take your provision, your carrot, give it a light brush on the running water to remove any dirt or debris. Then place it in the water, sanitizing liquid that you made with the bleach in the water. Let it sit there for 30 to 35 seconds. Allow it to sanitize, pull it out, and dry it. Then you're going to fabricate it and put it into your chiller. In terms of items like canned foods and packages, we've learned that the virus could live on cardboard for 24 hours, steel, plastic, and metal for 3 days. I take precaution by bringing home my groceries, having a clean area, and then a perfectly sanitized area. The clean area of my counter, I rest things on, I use my sanitizing liquid, I wipe my tins, I wipe my packaging, my containers, and then I put it in my perfectly sanitized area. That's in my shelves or whatever it may be. The gloves that you use, you throw them away immediately. When you go to shop, ensure that you wear the mask, the gloves, you hold the carts, the trolleys. When you're speaking to family members in the supermarket and they're telling you need a certain brand, be careful when you're holding your cellular phone, because that could carry bacteria on it also. So please be mindful of all these different things. Sanitize, proper good sanitation, and good hygiene during this period of time.
Chef
because
Jason,
every little aspect could affect us.
Absolutely, Chef Jason. You almost sound like the CMO as well with the advice that you've been given, except for the part about the soap in the food, which is a good point.
I wanna stress that for zero. 16 cups of water to 1 teaspoon of bleach in a basin. and allow your vegetables and fruits to sanitize, to safely disinfect.
Thanks very much for that tip, and I'm sure we'll be able to link up with you as we move along, because this COVID-19 is not going anywhere anytime soon. We'll take a quick break, and I'll be back to wrap up the show here on this Monday.